Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant on three movies that I don't think really work. One is called The Confession, it's a horror movie. One's called The Plantation, I guess you call it a horror movie. And then the third one's The Internship. It says it's an action movie, but I'd call it an inaction movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Thanks for checking out the Pineys books 1 through 18, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, The Confession is a horror movie that I think the reason why it doesn't work is it has too many elements. So, it starts off very strong with a pastor who self deletes because he can't live with the guilt because apparently he deleted someone. But he was a bad man who dressed like the Good Humor ice cream man and lured children away to their doom. But then there's also rats, because that's part of it too, and I'm not sure why the rats are involved, because they keep saying the Pied Piper for the rats and the children. So I'm not so sure why the rats are in this. But this woman lives in his old house, and he's coming back from the dead, I guess, to wreak havoc. And I don't know. It just seems like, and I don't know what this is. It's like too many elements. They jam in too many elements in this. I think it would have been fine to explore, for instance, just the evil ice cream man. Quite frankly, I think the strongest bit in this is the pastor who, you know, can't handle his guilt and deletes himself in the lake there. That's a pretty strong scene, I have to say. But the rest of it's kind of like, and then the rats are spelling out a message. Like, how many superpowers does this terrifying folktale have? And what folktale is this? I've never heard of this one. I'm a folktale guy, you may know, but if it's not New Jersey, could escape me. But what's the terrifying folktale? The Good Humor man who killed people? It's called The Confession, too, which I guess works because the pastor has the confession about who he killed. But, yeah, I don't really get it. Not really getting it. But I'll take a stab at it. First act. A woman moves into the house and or inherits the house. And apparently, you know, after her father self-deletes, and he's the pastor, and then she finds a recording that he killed this man. And that, you know, he was a terrible serial killer who dressed up as an ice cream man. Now, I'm not sure why he would delete himself after doing what seems to be a moral good. So it kind of doesn't scan. Like, why is he doing this? Why does he suddenly go, well, I've had enough of the guilt? Like, why even feel guilty about it? But that's what I think what happens. And then she moves into the house, and of course, creepier and creepier things keep happening until finally the ghost kidnaps her son, and then she has to get her son back, and she has to battle this evil entity, and then she does, and she wins. The end. Let's read the write-up. Naomi, a recently widowed musician, moves with her young son back to her childhood home several years after the death of her father. In the attic of the house, she discovers a cassette tape on which her father describes a grisly murder he claims to have committed to protect himself from an unknown evil force. Unsure what to make of this revelation, Naomi enlists the help of an old friend to get to the bottom of the mystery, and together they discover the sinister details about the history of their hometown. As her son exhibits increasingly unsettling behavior, Naomi becomes desperate in her attempts to stop the evil. Yeah, there's even more stuff there. It's too much. Just tell me what the hell the movie's about. I think it tried to jam too many elements in. It might just be your synopsis. A woman moves back to our hometown only to be haunted by the ghost of a serial killer ice cream man. I mean, that would be succinct, at least. I could kind of wrap my brain around that. I don't need all the other gory details, so to speak. So yeah, it feels a bit of a jumbled mess. That doesn't mean the movie's bad, but the trailer certainly's a bit try too hard. All right, then number 2, The Plantation. So you've got count them, 2 interracial couples, and they go to stay at a plantation in New Orleans. And the conceit is the girl's ancestors owned her boyfriend's ancestors. And I'm sure that's not going to be part of the story. Oh, wait, it is. Because they stay in the plantation and then weird stuff starts happening. There are black people acting like slaves, and then white people acting like plantation owners. Are these people alive after all these years? I don't understand what's happening. They don't explain it, and then it's obvious that weird stuff is going on. Here's some sexual stuff going on. I don't know. Was the girl in on it? I don't know. Doesn't explain it. It just it's one of these trailers that just gets increasingly weird and twisted, and then just delves into, and then suddenly it's like the plantation from the Civil War. So yeah, first act, they plan this vacation and they're 2 normal couples. They get to the plantation and it's a little odd, but it's fine. Then they stay there, and slowly the weirdness gets turned up in the second act till finally it's like revealed that, I don't know, it feels a little bit like Get Out, but I think it might have a supernatural bent. But so maybe like the Civil War guys are ghosts to inhabit living people? I don't know. I'm spitballing here. Anyhow, the black people turn into slaves and the white people turn into plantation owners, and I think the one black girl orchestrates the escape, and then they get away. I don't know. It just I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around this thing. It seems so ham-fisted. Like, if you're gonna do an analogy for slavery, I mean, is this the one? The Plantation. Yeah, this is it. An interracial couple takes a backpacking trip deep into the remote Louisiana swamps, where they encounter sinister forces at an old plantation hell-bent on turning the past into the present. Okay, so they're modern people. It's more like Get Out. They're modern people trying to recreate slavery. Miles Clohessy is the co-writer and director, and Anthony Ware is the co-writer. And Robert, his brother, I guess? No, his dad. His dad is in the movie, and the son directs. He also directed an episode of Blue Bloods. Bunch of TV creds. As an actor, got some directing creds. Wow, he's got a lot of upcoming stuff. Holy cats. He's directed a bunch of things. The Plantation, Timberlands, The Fight of Their Lives, The Crossing, Survival, Shady Cove. That's a TV series. Maverick. This guy's getting more work than half of Hollywood. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these credits though. But and then it stars Robert. So this is Robert, the actor, who's his dad. Oh, he was in the Avengers. Good for you. And Oz. You know what? He vaguely reminds me. I may have seen him in that. I did watch Oz. And then Blue Bloods. But, that doesn't really help me on the trailer. The trailer seems to be, again, jamming quite a few elements. And really, we've done this in Get Out. And, you know, Get Out was okay. It's weirdly uneven at the end when Little Rel shows up and there's a really funny scene just in a weird place. But, you know, I could kind of watch Get Out. I watched Get Out. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it. I wouldn't watch it again. But it was watchable. This feels like they're trying to push it kind of over the cliff a little bit and make it really crazy and weird, but I don't think that works for today's audiences. I really don't. Back in the 70s, I could have seen this. Yeah, in the 70s, they would have movies where people just, the characters go insane. They do just a bunch of weird stuff. It's usually a movie about a cult or whatever. I don't know why anybody would do this. It just seems like trying to make a statement about something no one, in this day and age, I'm pretty sure we're all clear on, you know, our position on slavery, that we're all against it. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm very confused by this. All right, and finally, there's the Internship, which I was gonna do as a separate video on its own, but I realized all I kept saying in the video was I hate this. I really hate this. The reason I kind of hate this is not for this actor. He's pretty good. He's very passable, but the female lead, and I don't mean to disparage her acting abilities, but her moves in this are not good. She does not look like she's had any good training for this. And, you know, she doesn't look like someone whose life is in danger at all. So maybe I am criticizing her acting too. She looks half asleep through most of this trailer. Screenplay by J.D. Zeke. Story by Stephen Paul. Directed by James Bamford. Yeah, it just looks like a very generic spy movie mixed in with like Game of Thrones, Divergent, The Maze Runner, all those YA novels. Feels like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this was based on a series of very poorly written books. Because it just focuses on, it just ignores the details on the one thing a spy movie needs, which is what's the intrigue, right? You can't have a spy movie, and and I talked about this about the James Bond movies. You can't just, I'm going to leave it here. You can't just do a spy movie with generic spy stuff. It doesn't work. You know, even in Ruse de Guerre, which I wanted it to be good because Guy Ritchie directed it, and there was a really good cast. It wasn't great. You know, when you have, oh, you're a generic assassin, you were raised from birth to be an assassin, blah, blah, blah. We've seen this so many times. It's a snooze fest now. This might have been a cool idea back in the 50s. Oh my God, in the 50s, it would have blown people's minds. Today, every other movie's like this. Oh, I grew up an assassin. Now I'm trying to live my life, but they won't let me. Now I have to kill everybody. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think the guy down the street and all the next neighborhood is nothing but former assassins. You should hang out with those guys. That's the way it is now with these movies. Nobody, John Wick. I mean, at least John Wick was good. I liked the first John Wick movie. This just feels tiresome. Even the actors look like they're snoozing through it and punching a clock. Is this scene over? Is this scene done? Have I shot the bad guy yet? Like, that's the way it feels. I mean, it's like these guys are acting. But the female lead does not look anything like a spy. This is her mom. See, look at this. Like, could these be any more posed? I assume these are supposed to be, look, location, Moscow, Russia. FSB headquarters. Yeah, she really looks like she snuck in there, didn't she? Taking all these glam shots in the middle of Moscow. Yeah, she's really spying it up. What kind of spy operates like this? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, at least try to be a spy. At least try to hide your face. At least don't look in the direction. Look at this one. She's looking right in the camera. It's supposed to be security footage. It's not supposed to be a Vogue shoot. I'm sorry. That's why this trailer upset me. So yeah, I just first act, I don't know, they're out to kill her. Second act, I read the write up. She stages some sort of revolution with the other interns, other assassins raised at birth by the CIA. I guess they're going to overthrow the CIA. Yeah, that's realistic. Yeah, here it is. A ruthless, highly trained assassin raised from childhood in a top secret CIA program known only as the Internship is ready to dismantle the institution that stole their youth. Assembling her fellow interns, she leads a bloody uprising, forcing the CIA to unleash equally lethal force to stop them. Well, it's a good thing it's equal. It's a good thing they don't use all the drones that can kill people from 40 miles away. Doesn't make any sense. Come on, stop making these movies. Just stop. Or if you're going to make them, do a little bit of research. Come up with some kind of new angle. Just hot chicks running around. How can we have a bunch of young people running around killing people? I mean, is this the best you can come up with? All right, I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. I'm ranting. I'm going to stop ranting. All right, so let's rate these three movies. I think you know what's on the bottom. So we got The Confession, The Plantation, and The Internship. Internship goes right on the bottom, way on the bottom. It infuriates me. I wouldn't even watch it, ironically. Probably number 2 will be The Plantation. You know what? It might even be a close third. This looks like a ham-fisted analogy against slavery, which I'm pretty clear on that. I don't think we need this, but again, I don't think it's breaking any new ground. And the only movie that's got a little bit of a chance of being entertaining, in my opinion, is this Confession movie. There's a lot of elements here. They might pull it off. I think there's too many elements. It is based on folklore, so I like that. But feels a bit jumbled. Honestly, I probably wouldn't watch any of these movies. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for other videos that are too spicy for YouTube. On Saturday, I will be at the Shoreline Vintage Show from 8 to 3, and then at the Laurel Springs tree lighting ceremony 6 to 9. Sunday, I will be at the Christmas Village down at Dragon Shops in Bridgeton, New Jersey from 10, I think it goes to like 4. Hope to see you there. See you in the next one.